I mean, like, how many Marshes are we gonna be getting? That's like a third one already today of like 5 games. But nonetheless, there we therefore are with another Marshi, Poseidon from Grassengroom this time around. I can see it now Hades on the other side, but he doesn't have to be switching gods over. They're playing main gods, he can be playing what he wants. So I guess he's just gonna feeling a bit more confident in that. So what kind of map are we gonna be getting for Momo? Is he gonna be winning the lottery for the 3rd time? It's kinda cool. Special recharge time, not entirely necessarily for Momo, because he's not gonna be getting any cool myth units for it. But maybe for the Posse, for Chimera to be nice, I guess. Then the next relic is for Titan's Treasure. We haven't seen Titans yet, but we have seen some longer games in this match already. And 3 monkeys, that's, well, maybe some kind of early raids could be a bit more interesting because of that, and thanks to that as well. Okay, so we're gonna be there at this point, looking at the safe gold to the back. So all the way to the top side, the gold mine for Momo, maybe a bit more open. Sentinel would be to the top side, one here. Yeah, possibly Sentinel can be helping out when it comes down to it, with the last relic being Pygmalion statue, okay. Now we're talking. Discovered by Momo so far. Can be making it quite a bit harder therefore to raid. For the Posse, second TC, gold mine not too terrible. All things considered, a wall in. Fairly simple. This is probably gonna be going all the way to the side of the map. And if not, then it's gonna be easy to kind of finish that part. Shouldn't be really anything too complicated in the end. No, and... Oh, you can see Momo by this position, he's gonna be already making sure he's taking the front TC. Unfortunately, it doesn't really give him anything too great, because gold is 2 kilometers away. No food next to it. This TC sucks. That's a really bad one for Momo. He really doesn't get anything from it at all. You can see it's gonna be open on the left side. No water to block it off. Seems like it maybe the luck on the maps has run out for Momo. Let's just maybe... Okay, gold mine there, obviously. And Neon, thank you very much there for the raid. But you're gonna be still playing, so you don't have to be raiding, right? I mean, like, you are in the semifinals in this, you can still have... And you still do have... Even if you maybe, I don't know if you lost against Shelty or if you won, but nonetheless, you would be having opportunity for even the losers bracket, so not sure why you are raiding me. But I guess okay. Yeah, seems like you're gonna be right now set up therefore. In there for the next match. No, but we're gonna be of course having something else to be right now taking care of here. So thank you nonetheless, but I hope you're gonna be continuing streaming so that everybody can be enjoying your games as well in the tournament still further. Now come, so far it looks like that also Grassengroom is gonna be getting just straight the back one. You should be therefore getting standard like probably Boomfest. I do wonder if maybe Grassengroom is gonna be trying to get a few Hippicons a bit earlier. But this could even end up in 3 TCs from both. Thinking it actually what he did in the last game with the Zeus was alright. So he might want to be at this point basically do whatever you want. And you can do the 3 TCs as well with the Poseidon. It's not like the most ideal god for that. You want to be usually raiding, but that's like... No, I'm not gonna be saying nothing to raid because the map is this time not entirely that great. Because you can see the gold will be open from here. Much more importantly, hugely open from the right side. Town center is gonna be very far away. Just a bit of food here, which is also front, so raidable. This is not a great map for Momo. This is one that can be really used by Grassengroom. And I do wonder to be honest, if maybe going even 1 TC and into straight Hippicons would be a good idea at this point for Grassen. Because really there isn't anything great for Momo to keep him safe on his resources. So if this is gonna be well understood by Grassengroom, he can probably rush him pretty well. And just kind of make his life absolutely miserable. Especially this front TC is completely stupid. I can see right now that Red is gonna be even right now heading home already. He's gonna be therefore going for the back one, having decent amount of piggies in there. Yeah, I mean like... I can fault him for this decision. He was absolutely certainly wanting to go for the front TC again, but there's like no purpose in it. Relic carriers right about now meeting. Mr. Theseus and Ajax. Okay, Athena up. That's gonna be the back TC. I can't imagine that really we will be seeing anything else from Momo than the back TC. Basically, like, practically doesn't play anything else. Yeah, of course, there we go. Ah, he's gonna be going for the villager switch or not? Right now, nice that he's gonna be getting the villager hit points, and hopefully this is not a crash or drop or anything. Okay, we are still alive. Seem to be having some... Yeah, something is up. Need to be putting somebody in the household of the pawn. Usually the Egyptian internets are not the best. It's gonna be hopefully passing. Yeah, but already decent games with Momo as well. As far as the connection, it's gonna be, I'm thinking, a bit temporary. Yeah, fixed. Somebody already got beaten through pulp for actually putting on some YouTube video, maybe. But nonetheless, that's gonna be actually even a lot more villages coming up for the TC. You can see he's maybe not entirely too secure in thinking it's gonna be safe. You can see there's gonna be the classic combination of units coming forward, but it's not gonna be leaned into anything different than in the last game. Second TC in the front in there for Grassengroom, which frankly doesn't give him anything important either, but on the other hand, he doesn't really need it. He's the one who's gonna be controlling the map anyway. So for him, it's just like, sure, why not? Whereas Momo was the one who was looking for possible advantages that he could gain, and he's not getting any, really. So of course DC is gonna be there for save. Just gonna be seeing if maybe some hero is gonna be fallen and fall in. Only to be of course restored to life a bit later. Okay, yeah, seems like he needs to be... somebody needs to be getting a shout at. Are we getting something researched maybe in the meantime? Not looking that way. Nope, at least not for the time being. This TC, Piggy is nearby, in like not completely close, but this is not at least as terrible as it is for Momo. So there are some reasons for him to be taking that. Wall into the right side. This could be actually cut off. If this is cut off, then the one short wall here, and this is actually a really good map for Grassengroom. Yes. So frankly, maybe the luck has turned around, and therefore Grassengroom is gonna be getting a bit of a support by the gods. Stable into the front. Probably just like trying to maybe make some kind of wall here in the front. Looking at the positioning, trying to discern what was right now the intent with that spot. But nonetheless, what are we there for carrying with especially charge time? Kind of like take it home. You are the one with the Perseus, with the Theseus, and therefore Poseidon. That's gonna be having some chance maybe on the Chimeras later. To be having some opportunity to be useful. Okay, so that relic is gonna be stolen. Which in the end could be maybe meaning that even... no, I mean like the Hades could be going for Artemis as well, but I'm still entirely convinced on that. It's gonna depend on the development of the game. If he needs to be, for example, free in the TC, then obviously Earthquake is gonna be quite a evident god play and gameplay. Whereas otherwise the Hephaestus is always cool, just like in the Greek wars I always like it. Because they tend to be a bit more in the late game wars, and therefore getting of course power from the Forge of Olympus usually does matter. Especially for somebody with undeveloped passage as is the Hades. So to be I guess kinda cool. Tale of Kerberos is therefore gonna be home. This one is the one for the monkeys, who cares? I'll be just gonna taking it just to make sure that maybe the opponent cannot get it a bit easier. And yes, it is going to be completely cut off. So therefore, there is going to be a really awesome map at this point for Grassengroom. Right now we are finally getting the realization. So short wall here, double, triple, and really one of the best maps that you could have hoped for against right now the Hades with this type of gameplay. Right now that Momo has, you can see 2 gold mines safe. Just gonna check out what's up here, and also the left side fairly Hard to right now raid, but he doesn't even have any kind of gold mine here. But frankly, looking at how the wood line is, maybe that's gonna be gold here. How many golds do we see? 1, 2, 30C right now coming forward. Also, not similar what he did in the last game. Understanding that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seen 6 gold mines. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'll be thinking there might be actually 2 more though, usually on Marsh. So I wouldn't be surprised if really there were 1 gold mine extra and potentially 1 also somewhere here to the right. So the chance is there. It doesn't have to be, but non-zero chance is gonna be present. That maybe there could be some further golds, but nonetheless they already see the important ones. So this is gonna be, I'm thinking, quite a bit fine for both of the players. As you can see, Momo of course securing himself the position in the middle. Gonna wait about now, making sure at least this gold mine is gonna be his for the longest time possible. But the next one, that's gonna be already a bit trickier. The one to the right side is a bit off right now, the beaten path, so therefore open for some raids. Even though of course the lock-in here is gonna be still helping. So maybe if he manages to, wall off this part of the map is hard, but he can at least attempt to do so, just to be slowing the opponent down and knowing when the attack is gonna be theoretically coming. He could certainly do that. By the way, the recorded games, where are we? I don't want to be losing any. We are currently at 7th game for today, with the vetos that we had. Okay, so after this match, we're gonna be therefore having to switch over slightly. I mean, like the monkeys even at the start are gonna be slightly helpful. You can see the pop limit for Momo is actually fairly heavy. That's because Grassengroom has invested into the 3rd TC. That's why we do see right now the disparity. You can say now the villages though still fairly funnily better for Momo, considering that the 2nd TC was also fairly prompt for Grassengroom. No, it's I guess kind of better job on the boom-in from the Egyptian Greek. You can say now though Grassengroom is gonna be able to catch up, of course. Heroic age for Momo is gonna be a bit better, logically, because he doesn't have to be spending as much food on the villages yet. Right now he's getting the front TC and should be able to finish. But that's a lot of villages on only one spot here. He should be splitting them up into 2 groups, maybe even a new one for the further piggies here, or could be even moving for some of the deer or cranes that we do have to the right flank in that lobe of land. Meaning this, and potentially of course to the top side. He's having some nice deer here still available. Also quite cute piggies on the left flank, also something that he can be taken maybe by the villagers once they're gonna be able to finish with the settlement. Momo, why is he not advancing? I guess missing probably armory. No, he's not. Okay, just gonna take a bit longer before he's gonna be ready. Hendax pickaxe, hopefully plow, no plow. And for the opponent, we're gonna be having the same upgrades at least. So Apollon is coming up. I'm kind of thinking it might be making pretty good sense here, either for some kind of late game fight or maybe even earlier for some possible raiding. But he might be just wanting to traverse the map all the way into the other side without actually going through the mid, because obviously at this point Grassengroom is making sure that he's having some stronghold on it. Stronghold through a stronghold, it looks like. Can say it about now 2 there, 1 here, medium cavalry getting researched. Bit of a shame that he basically doesn't see the villages to the right. Right now they already will be covered by Momo, who is gonna be of course immediately put off that idea that he's gonna be having the food safe, but it's still not gonna be too much of a major issue. You can see a piggy is gonna be almost right now eaten and will be maybe just gonna heading into a bit of a cannibalism. Looking at how many he's right now taking home from the Kirkaz God Power, as unfortunately Hiron has been caught in the forest. No, and would be kinda liking if maybe Grassengroom was also protecting his left flank. He's kinda keeping himself there a bit more open if you look at the minimap. Just like absolutely no protection there whatsoever, no random building, maybe just to have some kind of line of sight. I'll be liking some walling in there, just to make sure in case some kind of funny attack was on the way. And restoration, bit of a desperate one. I'm thinking also a bit useless one. Why was he restoring here? Because there wasn't any kind of serious threat from Grassengroom. Sure, he'll be maybe losing a few units, but nonetheless there wasn't any kind of attack on the TC. Like, no siege weapons, no units that could be taking it down. I think that restoration was useless. Don't think that was too much of a good idea. I can see some, of course, prodromi coming up. No further upgrades. Underworld passage is gonna be already up. Actually, fairly quick on through gold. Oh. Okay, so you're gonna be going for Artemis for Grassengroom, which means that he's feeling quite a bit confident. And ceasefire for this, considering how far away he is. Probably why not, I guess. I mean, like, he could have been able, of course, to save all the villages, mostly. We may be losing 1 or 2, possibly. Hiron with the bow reminds you of the campaign, Well, maybe there was some inspiration earlier. I can see Artemis. Okay, Artemis as well for him. He's gonna be probably trying to therefore break through right now the middle, I guess. He's maybe already seen the need for it. That he's gonna be having otherwise a bit harder time. And Dax pickaxe. Economically, we are very low in general. For Momo, you can see at least some shaft mine is already in place. Otherwise, what do we get? Heavy cavalry for Posse. Heavy archers, Boso in there, copper shields. No, but it at least means that it's gonna be a bit of an engaging game, because you won't be having anybody just instantly getting all the armory upgrades and possibly getting a win. I'm kinda thinking that maybe that's a mistake on Grassengroom's part. Earthquake against Hades is always something you need to be casting them well, because as soon as there are gonna be a bit more buildings, then you are risking that it's gonna be fizzling. So that's why I would be also maybe like an even slightly more to have the Hephaestus again, because it's just like more ensured advantage for you in general. You can say it's gonna be clear victory, so Underworld passage in the end. That ceasefire seems like they did the job pretty well, but the earthquake is coming, will be demolishing that. Why now? I mean, like, at this point, that's gonna be almost like interesting decision to go for the fortress than the TC. But I was just kind of going to say, why go for it now when you don't have any kind of army there to follow up? This is kind of like the classic example of why earthquake if you can't be keeping and making sure the opponent is not gonna be insta-building it again. I mean, like, yeah, the Mantas, there's nothing on the left side, but it's still like an access to the base from basically blind direction. That's why I was mentioning the wall in from Grassengroom. I mean, like, really, you don't have to be doing anything serious. Just like send one villager and build a wall in there, and you're gonna be fine. So it's gonna be all fine. And M. Jean-Baptiste Grenouille, welcome to the stream. And these are fairly high-level players, both of them. Okay, that was a nice special attack by the Chimera in there. 1800 players, really high level. Momo, for example, was 3rd in the last big 1v1 tournament last year. So yeah, we are talking about really quite a solid level here. Earthquake coming forward. Unfortunately, we didn't have any serious upgrades, but Masons, I guess. No, actually not even Masons. Of course, I'm way too used to the Blue Bee and Atlantean, so 2800 hit points, that's gonna be a standard TC. Can say now heavy hippies with nothing further. Oh, the earthquake just like completely wasted from both sides, to be honest. Because right now also Momo is having not any kind of follow-up. Though from his point of view it's gonna be more about saving his skin. But still, earthquake gone, and right now, no, well. This relic is right now suddenly becoming quite a lot more interesting with the Titan's treasure. Because this game is almost set up to be resulting into somewhat of even maybe Titan War coming up. Yeah, the TC is gonna... Okay, special attack, please. Can we have a double fried chicken? Oh, only a single, unfortunately. But nonetheless, the TC is gonna be there for up. Special attack is gonna be utilized completely uselessly here. Yeah, the micro is something that could be players actually still hone in. As you unfortunately way too commonly see the special attacks of the Mythonists not being used properly. Thinking that players could be benefiting from having some Warcraft 3 experience, which is of course based about the special abilities of the heroes, hence than Dota and League of Legends. But in Age of Mythology you can definitely do a lot with it as well if you're gonna be having it properly under full control. But that's not entirely something that you were taught at school of Age of Mythology, so therefore not too many people are gonna be having something that you could be probably clapping them for. And congratulating them upon. Only sometimes you're gonna be seeing some good effect. No, so you can see right now the lack of walling, even though that was coming through the middle, is at this point still gonna be rearing its head, and that's gonna be Momo. Well, who was it mentioning with the weird builds? Quoth. So you're absolutely correct. Oh, that's from the underworld from earlier. Oh, that's actually nicely hidden here. That could still be having some effect later down the line, possibly. So let's keep that in our mind. As you can see, the gold mine therefore to the right is gonna be the next one. Please build a few more storehouses around for the efficiency. Economically, otherwise second levels, just the farmer was only on the first one. As you get in copper mail and query for Momo and fortified TC for Grassengroom, which is nice because you can see right now the opponent already has that, and that's also what he's right now utilizing in his push. How is Grassengroom only 64 bells? Jesus Christ. How is that a thing, Mr. Grassen? Please. Please. Put yourself at 80. At this point, just kind of like giving up a great chance, because this game was set up to be going long term, and long time. As you can see, of course, the militias are gonna be at least some kind of basic assistance here, which helps. There's, by the way, a lot of talk about militias for the Rust civilization in Age of Empires 4 lately. And they were OP, they were right now nerfed and whatnot, so yeah, well, bit of a novelty in there. But whatever the case, much more importantly, what are we gonna be seeing in this moment? Because so far the building hit points, well, at least the fortified is in, but it looks like it also Masons now would be definitely nice to get. Because currently the Helepoli are just having way too much of an easy time breaking through all the build-up. Medium archers, nothing on them. Heavy archers, all copper. Yeah, I'm thinking this is already crumbling for Grassengroom. I'm just kinda like waiting for the opportunity for Momo to be getting a bit closer to the TC. And while he's right now still relying on the Helepoli, maybe just getting one or two Petroboli as well, just to be having the range and getting better protection therefore by his archers, could be also doing a good job for him. But nonetheless, Grassen is already seeing that the game is gonna be unfortunately off right about now, his gameplay and all his power to be finished. No, and therefore Grassengroom is gonna be confirming right now his like bit of a, how to say what I want to actually say. It's kind of like a name in the community that he is one of the best Greeks currently, especially when it goes to 1v1 wars. So well played, that's gonna be the victory. No, and now we're gonna be waiting for further Mecherinos. Currently in the losers bracket, that's gonna be Nino and Husksape, who are gonna be there for playing in the losers bracket, round 3. Right now it's gonna be there for Grassengroom with Quoth, and then, well, Momo is gonna be playing already in the winners bracket finals against Shelton currently. So where are we and what are we gonna be playing here? Okay, so it seems like that we are right about now maybe gonna be sticking with Mominho. I don't know. Simply we just continue where we are. So if I guess Shelty is ready, then we can probably therefore do that. But well, I guess whatever is gonna be faster or whatever. Let's have a look into the post game in the meantime. Exactly 20 minutes of the game time. Well then, so what do we have around here to be of interest to us? Economically, 4,000, yeah, that's a bit of a difference. So 4,000 without 17, so it's gonna be 2,3. 2,000 resources more for Momo. It's not like that much, to be honest, though. But of course, the economic losses in there for Grassengroom when he was at those only 60 villages, that obviously then was bound to be having unsavory effects on him. Can see, of course, the research is slower. Just like looks like more experience from Momo in this setup and in these wars with the Greeks. But this map wasn't really that great for him as the previous ones. Here he had to be actually playing for it. But this rate after earthquake at you can see 70 minutes. No, Grassengroom never was actually able to get back from that. So congratulations to Momo on his advance into the winners bracket finals of strongest 1v1 one-day tournament hosted by Shelty. GG.